Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I've run into a snag here. It says I'm gonna play later alligator. I would love to. That would just make my evening. Here's the problem. Steam is telling me that I have a pending transaction. If I go into my transaction history, it doesn't show up, which is typically how you would cancel a pending transaction. So it's like we've got another thing going on right now. We can't do two things at the same time. I'm like, all right, cool. How do I cancel that? And everything's like, oh, you go into your transactions and it'll be there and it'll say cancel. It's not there. So it won't allow me to buy later alligator. And I assume it won't allow me to buy literally anything until Steam has decided that it's done attempting to buy a thing. I don't even know what this transaction is the best part. So welcome to my stream, everybody. How's it going? Steam is super borked today. Good. I'm delighted. Actually, you know what? I think I knew that. I think earlier people were talking about Steam being down just in general. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they would be doing weird shit. But still. I want to play later alligator. Have you guys seen the trailer for that game? It looks like a goof and a half. I want to play it so much. Rest and pepperoni. I'm trying from the Steam client, yeah. Someone said there was maintenance earlier. All right, well, what can you do? I definitely pegged that as a Dodger game. What about Little Misfortune? I am not streaming Little Misfortune. Definitely not. That is not my type of humor. We did the demo, and I decided then and there, this game is not going to be for me. And also, I looked at the reviews, because I was like, I wonder how that game's done since it's come out. And I looked at the reviews, and everybody was like, well, it's a walking simulator. There really aren't any puzzles or anything. So if that's chill with you, then there you go. But that means it's very different from Franbo, right? Because Franbo did have like puzzles and things in it. So I was like, if there's no puzzles and the humor really isn't my jam, then I don't think it's going to be for me. Sad Dodger is my least favorite Dodger. Sad Dodger. Uh-oh. Even Clark's mad about it. Baba. Did we drop our bank? Baba. She's trying to get comfy again. We'll see if she can get comfy again and push past it, but she probably won't. Stern Dodger is the most intimidating Dodger. I don't think you guys get Stern Dodger very often. I love a walking sim if it has a good story. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't mind a good walking sim. But the tone of the demo was not for me. So the only thing that could have pulled me in would have been some good-ass puzzles. And there aren't any, apparently. So my Twitch looks different. Yeah, they changed stuff. From how much everybody was losing their minds about it, because mine didn't swap over before I left for TwitchCon, and I haven't been on the Twitch website since I left for TwitchCon. With the way that everybody was reacting, like, oh my god, my eyeballs are literally bleeding, I thought I was going to come back to a website that I just didn't recognize at all. And I don't know if they changed stuff over the weekend to reflect feedback or anything, but it's not that different. It's really not that different. Clarky. Poor baby. Hold on. I'm going to go save her. I'm going to go save her because I love her and she's sad. She just wants a bink. But it dropped. What are you going to do? All right, Watson.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
All right, I'm back. How was the Watson segment? Was it really good? Watson, are you the queen of Twitch? She's like, fuck, bye. You were streaming this whole time? I'm adopting a cat next month. Oh, it'll be very fun. Both of my kitties are rescue kitties, and they are delightful. She can't handle the responsibility. Absolutely not. I was reading a thing. So I was reading about, this has nothing to do with TwitchCon. I'm so sorry. I was reading a thing about, I should probably change what's going on. Shrug in all caps. And then, let's be real, we're just chatting. I wasn't sure, like, when most people wean their kids off of binkies, off of pacifiers. Because Clark, for the most part, doesn't really use them during the day. She only uses them at night. But sometimes when she's having, like, a really rough day, she basically just, like, carries them around with her. Like, she wants, like, multiple binkies, right? And I was like, is this something that I should be thinking of? Like, should I start weaning her off of those now? So I was looking it up, and it was saying that, like, emotionally, most of the time kids are able to give up pacifiers by 2, but sometimes they keep them until 4. And even at 4, that's honestly, like, normal. Like, you don't need to worry about it too much. Because if you think about it, there are plenty of cultures that, like, breastfeed their children, you know, until 3 or 4 years old. So they're like, it's not weird for a kid to be attached to something up until 4 years old, but most of the time kids are down to, like, start giving something like that up around 2. So I was like, okay, she's only a year and a half. I'm not really gonna worry about it because she uses it when she, like, is upset or teething or needs to sleep. So it's whatever. Here's what's weird. Here's what's weird, right? Is a lady responded to that article being like, I'm the mother of a, you know, however month old, like, we'll say like 6 or 7 month old, I think. I'm the mother of a 7-month-old, and they keep dropping their binky in the middle of the night, and then they cry. Is there anything I can do about this? And in my mind, I was like, well, if you really, I mean, if they're not at an age where they can, like, grab it, most of the time you wind up just getting up and helping them, or you're like, well, I guess you're off the binky now. A lady then responded and said, I am also the mother of a 1-year-old, and this article helped me a lot. So I click on the article, right? The article is about how to make your baby suck harder. And I was like, what? Why? What? It's like, this really helped me out because she was sucking so hard, I guess, that the binky wouldn't fall out. And I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand because typically the pacifier falls out of their mouth and they start crying when they have nearly fallen asleep, right? And they're not really sucking at it anymore. Dodger, it's been so long. I hope that this is a good conversation for you to turn into. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Bam! I'm talking about babies sucking on stuff. Mom blogs are fucking crazy. I was just like, what an odd suggestion to make. Your baby keeps dropping the pacifier in the middle of the night and then crying. Totally normal thing. Here's what you gotta do. Instead of just dealing with it for the really brief period before they figure out how to grab it themselves and pop it back into their own mouths. Instead, you're going to go through a really convoluted process of teaching your child to furiously suck on these binkies. I'm good. No, I'm all right. I'll just get up sometimes and give it to her. It's chill. Yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking was, this is really bad advice if you're still breastfeeding. That shit already hurts. It already hurts. Like, you don't need it to be more intense than it already is. Hilarious. Anyways, welcome to my stream, guys. Yeah, TwitchCon was great. I did. So basically, Danny and I ran a booth. We ran a booth for Cat Gang stuff, which was awesome. It basically creates a situation where there's no need to do a meet and greet, which I love. It's literally, I'm at this booth all the time. I'm always here. If you have a free minute and you want to come say hi to me, this is literally where I'm at the whole time. I'm here before the doors open and I'm here after the doors close. So it winds up being pretty awesome because everybody in my community, for the most part, is like super respectful about boundaries, super chill. They show up, they say, "What's up, Dodger? Nice to meet you. Can we have a picture? Can you sign my badge? Have an amazing day." And that's awesome. And sometimes people are like, "Hey, can I ask you a few questions?" And it's like, I'm not going anywhere. Go for it, right? Like, it's so nice and chill. I love it. So if you are somebody who came up and said hi to me, asked questions, took a picture with me, any of that, it was lovely. Thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, and then I did one panel. I did one panel called Raising the Next Gen, and it was 3 moms and 2 dads, and we all talked about what it was like, or what it is like, being a streamer and also a parent. And I think that was pretty awesome because we had people like Erin Aurelian, and her kid is 10, and then, you know, people like me. I think mine is the youngest out of everybody's because Trisha's is 3, and yeah, because I think it was a 7-year-old, a
Welcome,
4 or 5-year-old. I don't know, something like mine was the youngest. I'm pretty sure. But it went really well. I thought that it was nice, even from our point of view, to like have an excuse to talk with a bunch of other parents at the same time. I definitely got something out of that. So that was really nice. And then they asked if I would do one of the closing speeches at Twitch Yearly, which was really, really nice. They were like, we wanted somebody who has been doing like content stuff online for a while, that can speak to what it was like, 9 years ago for me, what it was like 9 years ago to have this job versus what it's like to have it now. And they said, you can write whatever you want, or we can write something for you. And I was like, no. I'll write it. So they were like, you can write whatever you want, and, you know, we'll review it, and then you'll come up and do a speech. And I was instructed to keep it between 3 and 5 minutes. And I think I talked a little fast, so it wound up being like 3 minutes. But yeah, everybody's been really sweet about it and said that it went really well. So I'm very happy about that. You did great. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Criken sent me a really sweet message and was like, we all watched it together. We were all so proud of you. It's like, oh my goodness. Sam had to watch it. Sam had to like go back and watch it in the VOD because literally as I was about to do the speech, Clark slipped. She like splashed water all over the floor, slipped in it, and slammed her head against the ground. So he was like, I'm so sorry, I missed it. I was doing TLC with Clark because she smacked her head. I was like, it's okay. But yeah, everybody was very sweet. She's done judo now. Now she's got that real hard head. She's ready to do some headbutts in her life. I have an almost 4-month-old newborn, and both my wife and I love your content. Thank you so much. Say hi to your wife for me. Big husbando energy. I know. I was like, look, I'm not going to be mad that you were attending to our child. That is totally fine. But yeah, I'm glad that everybody was happy with it. I don't know how many speakers that they had there, but I definitely didn't think I was going to be the first one. We were like in the back at the table. I was like sipping a coffee and looking at my phone and whatever. And they had gone to a couple of the other people and been like, okay, so your speech is like around this time. And I was like, they didn't even come to me, which means I'm probably at the end, right? Just like chilling. Like, the stage manager came over and was like, we're ready for you. I was like, oh. Crack. Okay. To be honest, though, I'm glad I didn't go after Lupo because Lupo's was basically a beautiful TED Talk. So I'm delighted that I was first. Everybody did really well. Is merch from TwitchCon available online? So the stuff that was like unveiled at TwitchCon at our booth is going to be going up in our store. Our plan is to have it go up in our store either tomorrow or the next day. So she looks pale to me. What could it be? Is it these dark skeleton circles under my eyes that make my face seem very pale? Hi, guys. Welcome. To catch all of you up, I attempted to buy a game. Apparently, Steam is taking a shit. I attempted to buy a game, and it says there's a transaction pending, but I have not attempted to buy anything, so I don't know what transaction it's talking about. And when I go into my most recent transactions, it's not there. So we're just chilling and talking about stuff, and maybe at some point I'll be like, fuck it, let's play Minesweeper. But for now, we're just hanging out. I've tried restarting the client, yeah. I even tried restarting my entire computer. Because sometimes, ever since the last update, don't all the best stories about Windows start this way? Ever since the last update, sometimes my taskbar goes blank. The whole taskbar is just, you know, the like gray taskbar color? The whole thing is just gray. There's no buttons. There's no nothing on it. And I'm like, cool. I love that. It's my favorite. I need a Necromancer pin. We were so delighted with how much everybody loved the Necromancer stuff. we had people showing up at our booth who had no idea who we were. And we're like, I've seen your shirts everywhere. I need one. And we were like, awesome. Like, so happy. I was really happy for Danny because it was like Danny's idea. And he like, we wanted to do like a TwitchCon shirt, which was the Just Catten shirt. And that one did really well as well. We nearly sold out of everything. So thank all of you for like spreading the word or swinging by or any of that. It all helped so much. But yeah, we wanted to do a TwitchCon shirt. And then Danny was like, I really want to do a necromancer shirt with a cat necromancer. And I was like, go for it. And everybody loved it. They loved it so much. So yeah. Streamlabs, shut up. That's not a real link. Streamlabs, why? Do I gotta time you out again? I don't want to. 24 hours. You're shut down. Streamlabs fake fan. Were there any events you specifically tried to go to beyond the ones you were scheduled for? No, because we were running the booth. So the booth was my number one priority. And then the other stuff was just like, if it wasn't already planned, because it's just Danny and I, right? And Danny has said before when he's had to run the booth by himself, which he's totally fine with and encourages me to like get up and walk around and everything else. But he's said before that people will come by sometimes and be like, where's Dodger? And he's like, oh, she's, doing so-and-so. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they just leave. So he was like, I think it's better when you're here. Which it's honestly, like I was saying before, it's really, really fun it's really fun to run a booth like that. It's just, it makes it so easy for people to find us. I like the customer service interaction. I think that it's really fun and like, I don't know. I think my personality is tuned in okay for that kind of thing. I bought the dog with eyes yesterday. The booth was awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Shoot. I don't think that Danny's here right now. I'm trying to remember what he named that dog. All of the dogs. So he brought his weird looking dogs series of pins. And he brought a pin that I passed on. So he had this idea for a pin and you're all going to be like, you're a fool, which I am. So, he had this idea for a pin that's a cat and the butthole of the cat is an eyeball and the eyeball glows in the dark and it's called Peekapoo. And he was like, I've got an idea for Cat Gang. We're going to do a pin with a cat and the butthole is an eyeball. And I was like, that's an awful idea. I don't want it. He was like, fine, I'm going to make it and I'm going to sell it. And all of the profit is going to go to me. I was like, fine, you can take it. And then he made it. And I was like, fuck, that's such a cute pin. So if you came by and bought a Peekapoo pin, just know that every time someone bought one, he was like, aren't you upset that you passed on this $1 million idea? It's like, I am upset. Hi, Nick Horst. And I got to spend so much time with Nick this weekend. It was lovely. I gotta find this bin now. I don't think he has it up anywhere. I think he literally made it to take to TwitchCon, and then eventually put up in his like own online store. So I'm sure when he has them back up in his store or puts them up in his store for the first time, that he'll let everybody know because they flew off the shelves. They were bought out so fast, and he was like, I guess everyone loves the Peekapoo. Did you see Jenna Marbles? I did not. Although I've never met her or Julian before. So I wouldn't have had like a casual reason to interact with them. How did you pass on this? I know. I really hecked up. But the point that I was making is that all of the dogs also had like pun names. Like there's a ghost one that's also a Pomeranian. So it's called a Pomtergeist. And then there's a dog that's like a slime dog that's melting. And it's called a goo boy instead of good boy. So it's like they're all like funny names. And I can't remember what the name of the eyeball dog is. That was the con. It was good. I had a lot of fun. I can only imagine what his smug face looked like. So we went to grab ramen. I went with Aurelian and Adam Coble and Blue Jay. The four of us all grabbed ramen together. And Blue Jay and I got their spicy ramen. And the waitress casually was like, "Do you guys like spice?" And we were like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, cool." Didn't imply to us like, this is some serious fucking spice right here. So we were like, yeah, they had a spicy miso and then they had another spicy one on there. And I was like, I always get a spicy miso. I want something spicy though. So I'm going to go for this other spicy one. Right. She was like, it's a spicy thing. We were like, yeah, we know. She goes, okay, cool. So it comes out. Keep in mind, Aurelian got the spicy miso, right? So in my mind, they would all be around the same level of spice, just different flavor profiles, right? So Blue Jay and I start eating. And we both got this thing, and we're just... Right? And Aurelian's like, wow, this is so delicious and refreshing. God, I could just eat this all day. Are you guys okay? Like looking at us like, what is happening to you? We were like, it's so spicy. It's so spicy. And the waitress came over and she was like, are you guys enjoying your food? And Blue Jay goes, it's really spicy. And the lady goes, is it? I was like, for the rest of the night, she kept making that face at us, and I don't think that she meant to be like a dick. I don't think it was supposed to be like a, oh, poor you, sort of. It looked like it was her actual, oh, I'm sorry face, but it was like really extreme. Like, do you want me to bring you some more broth? We're like, sure. So you can dilute it? Yes, please. She brought broth and we diluted it. And it was still pretty spicy, but it was like edible, right? And she comes over and we still had like some broth left. I had eaten like all my noodles and stuff, but I still had a little bit of broth left because I was like, you know what? My lips are literally on fire, so I'm just going to call it good there. And so we had another like, oh, you couldn't finish it. So I made the mistake. I made the mistake of telling this story to Danny, right? And being like, we had a waitress line, like, who just kept making this fucking, like, face whenever she, like, felt bad for us. And so this is a really long story to tell you that after I told him that story, anytime somebody bought a peekaboo pin, he was like, oh, are you sad that someone bought a peekaboo? Oh, fuck. The waitress was a fucking cartoon character. It was incredible. And it's just carried with me to this moment when I got to recreate it for all of you. You're welcome. Oh, fuck. Yeah, TwitchCon was pretty good. TwitchCon was pretty fun. We also played, so Aurelian, I get that same night, Aurelian kickstarted a zombie like board game, like role-playing board game. She was like, no one will play this with me. I brought it with me. Will you guys please play it with me? And I was like, sure, but I have to go pick up the kids at karaoke in a bit. So sure, let's play a little bit of it and then we'll head out. And it turned out that Octo and Jesse were looking for something to do before their dinner reservation. So I was like, yo, come play this weird zombie game. We're all going to figure out how to play it and just hang out and whatever. And they were like, all right, got it. So we all came together to play this zombie game that I think is supposed to be taken really seriously. I think it's one of those games where it's like everybody is given their present, their past, and their trauma, and everybody can know your present. So like who you are or what you do presently, right? So mine was that I'm an entertainer, and I got to come up with whatever that was. And then your Octo was just talking about it. Amazing. So you might know some of this. And then, yeah, you got, you had your past, which no one else was allowed to see, and your trauma, which no one else was allowed to see. And then it operated like there weren't any dice. There wasn't anything like that. It just operated fully on role play. So you had like a list of kind of dungeon worldy. You had a list of like, these are the things you can do. You can make a plan. You can engage with the zombies. You can, you know, whatever, like lots of different things. And then depending on what you want to do, it'll have you draw a card that will establish like whether or not you were successful at it and what the repercussions of it are, basically. Sorry. So, to set the tone of this game, we all get our past, present, and trauma, and we're all trying to figure out how to play. And Blue Jay decides that she's going to DM, and she goes, okay, so we've drawn a card to figure out where you are. You're in a mall. What's the name of the mall? And Adam just goes, Fuck City. Great. We're in the mall called Fuck City. Wonderful. So then it turned into I'm an entertainer. What kind of entertainer am I? And Jesse goes, stripper. I was like, I'm a stripper. Wonderful. So I was a stripper named Brock the Cock. I was a stripper named Brock the Cock, and we were all trapped at Fuck City with all these zombies. And anytime I tried to do anything, I basically just like, because you had different stats, right? Just like any RPG, you had different stats, and my highest stat was in soul because I was an entertainer, so I connected with people, right? So I kept having to like figure out like, how do I get this done while playing to my character, the stripper. So we like had no weapons. The only people with weapons in the mall were like the old mall security, but they refused to give us their weapons. So I tried to seduce them, and they were like, what is this? It was so weird. It was really good. It was a really good game. And then we realized that like it was time, like we all needed to go. I needed to try and charge my phone a little bit before I left because my phone was basically dead, and I needed to get to the karaoke place. So it's like I need to stop here. And then but everybody's past card, you can reveal your past in roleplay in a specific way. So Adam's character was the mediator, and he kept like basically refusing to do much of anything. And I talked kind of like this. So I was like, wait, before I go, I need to talk with you about why you don't want to get involved. Does it have something to do with like the mental place that you're in? And everybody was like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm just curious because I'm actually a psychiatrist. My past card was that I was a psychiatrist, but we had established this whole fucking arc with me that I was Brock the cock, the stripper. But I was actually a psychiatrist before I became a stripper, and I had to like naturally reveal that through roleplay. It was very silly. So what I'm saying is I think they wanted you to play this game more seriously than we did, but now I never ever want to play that game seriously. What is this game called? I would love to know that. Let's go to Aurelian's Tweeter. She had her bachelorette party yesterday. I had to get home, so I couldn't go to it, but it was all Harry Potter themed, and it looks like it was adorable, so I'm very happy she had fun. Okay, it's called Zombie something, because the word zombie is in huge letters on the front of the manual, but I can't tell what it's actually called. Okay, wait. Somebody said, what game is this? And didn't get an answer. Zombie World. It's called Zombie World. There you go. Loved meeting you. Oh, thank you so much for swinging by. Times have been hard on Brock. Look, it cost a lot of money to get my degree in psychiatry, and Lord knows I wasn't actually very good at it, so just paying off my bills is all. It was pretty great. I regret not going to TwitchCon. It was pretty honestly, I did not go on the expo floor ever. Jesse came by and he was like, it's a lot of peripherals. Like, it's a lot of companies being like, I make keyboards, I make mice, I make this, I make that. So he was like, you don't really need to go. But some people said it was fun, so I don't know. But Jesse was like, it's not worth it. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay. I did get to walk around Artist Alley. I bought collar pins. I bought Hollow Knight collar pins. I posted a picture of the place on my Twitter, but they made Hornet ones, and then ones of the Little Knight and the Shade form. So that's the one that I got because I loved it. But there was another one that I really wanted. I don't know. I just love collar pins. I just love the way that they look. There was another one that I really wanted that was like a crow, and one crow was holding a knife and the other crow was holding a rose. And oddly enough, I went on to Etsy today to look for something specific, and it was like, here's a thing you might like, and it was that fucking collar pin set with the crow. So I was like, I guess it's fucking meant to be. I guess it's meant to be mine. So did you see Ross? We were literally right next to Ross. We were like kitty corner to Ross. So yeah, we swung by each other's booths all the time. Like, how you doing? You doing all right? You doing good? You doing good? One day we brought in tons of food and we're totally fine. And all of their food got confiscated. And they were like, what the fuck? I felt so bad for them. They were like, what? I don't understand. What's the rules for food? We were like, we don't know. We literally brought grocery bags full of food in with us and they didn't stop us. about Hollow Knight after watching you play it, and I enjoyed it so freaking much. It's so good, right? Were you at any parties? No, I didn't go to any parties. I don't enjoy con parties very much. So I didn't bother going. It seemed much more worth my time to try and like spend one-on-one or like small group, time with people doing things like grabbing dinner or playing a weird zombie game. A lot of them are just very loud. And if my intention is I really want to see my friends that I normally don't get to see, I know I'm not actually going to be able to have good conversation with them at a party. So I just don't bother going most of the time. Dan got breakfast sandwiches for us and they got confiscated too? What the hell? That's so weird. Your boldness deterred their intervention. I don't know, man. It felt kind of like today, Sam and I went to the grocery store and we were getting beer and the guy was like, "You guys old enough to buy this?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he goes, "All right, cool." It felt it was like same energy, right? So like I felt like our security guard was probably supposed to get rid of our food, but was like, Your big dick energy was too powerful. My big diaper energy was off the charts. Yeah, I don't know what it was. People would try to bring in water bottles and they'd be like, "You have to pour the water out." But then somebody could walk in with a Starbucks perfectly fine. Like, I don't understand what the rules were. But I've made an executive decision in my mind that they were dumb. They were dumb rules. The rules are there are no rules. I don't know. I don't know what they think a person is sneaking in their water that you wouldn't be able to sneak in a non-see-through Starbucks cup, but okay. The rules are random to keep people on their toes. Yikes. Well, what can you do? Either way, there was a lot of food available. It was just expensive, but they didn't skimp on amounts, which was really nice. It wasn't like, "I'm going to go get me some nachos." Oh, cool. It was some chips with a little bit of cheese on it. It was like if you went to get nachos, it was chips with a fuckload of cheese and a fuckload of meat and like just tons of everything. Have fun. I can't hear too well. Oh, Nectar Horst. It was so good to see you. Yeah, it was nice. It was fun. And the area where they had Artist Alley had tons of natural light. It was really open. They gave everybody desks with like cubbies in them and stuff. It was honestly like a really nice setup for people getting around and like knowing where to go. They had maps everywhere for you if you didn't have one of the like folding maps. They had maps up all over the place so that you could figure out where you needed to go. Thank God, because I was like, where am I supposed to go for this panel? I don't know where that is. But there was like, I found a map almost instantly. So they made it pretty easy to get around and do stuff. It was just the food stuff that seemed so haphazard, or like, I don't know. That's with Cubbies. I know, it was amazing. We were like, oh, that's pretty sick. Do you think TwitchCon would be a good experience if you didn't know anyone else that was going? I think that most people are going to meet up with other like community members. And there are really good panels there for sure. But in terms of like the expo hall, it seems like, and it felt this way a couple of years ago too. I didn't go last year, which I hear was the year from hell anyway. I didn't go last year because I had just had a kid. So, but the year before that, I did go. And I remember thinking to myself, this is absolutely an expo hall that caters to streamers, right? Lots of things, lots of options, lots of like programs and stuff for streamers. But if you're not a streamer, I don't know that this expo hall would do much for you. And it sounds like maybe that was kind of the case this year, but I didn't go. I'm just saying that based off of like what I've been told. And almost everybody that I talked to, and I was like, what's a cool thing that you've seen? Or what's a cool thing that I should check out when I have time? They would be like, I don't know. I didn't really like see much. I've just been hanging out with buds, right? So I think if there's a streamer that you really want to see, or multiple streamers that you really want to see, or if there's community members that you really want to meet up with, or panels that you would love to go to like basically get mentorship from other streamers about streamer stuff, those are the reasons to go. But if you don't really know anybody and you're not trying to stream or anything like that, I don't know that it offers a whole lot. My whole group spent more time just hanging out and going around the city than actually being at the convention. That's what it sounds like so many people were saying. I saw you eating tacos. I was eating tacos at one point. That is true. It was in San Diego this year, and I guess it's going to be in San Diego again next year. Thank God. We were like, please don't move it again. Please have it in the same place twice. That would be so nice. So how do you get your hair that light without frying it? You don't do it all in one day, and you use a lot of Olaplex to try and like help it. There's lots of products that are out there now to try and help keep your hair healthy, but even then the ends still aren't like as healthy as they could be. I've just done everything that I possibly can to try and keep it healthy. Are you thinking of coming to TwitchCon Europe next year? If we're living over there, it would be easy. I've never been to Amsterdam, so like, sure, why not? Must be hard for Cat to see. Must be hard for Cat to see? What do you mean? I'm going to dye my hair silver, and it's going to be a pain to do. Yeah, it'll take a couple sessions for sure. Hype cat emote? Oh. I see, because the word hype is on his eyeballs. It's okay. He's an ethereal god being, so he doesn't really need eyes. I think my hair is longer than yours right now. My hair is longer than it's been in a long time. Well, I guess that's not true. Last time that I got my hair done, I cut a couple inches off. I think it was maybe a little bit longer than this when I cut it. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think it's reached how long it was before. Kenders might be longer. It might be. What's your preferred length? I'm attempting to just like grow it out and see what I like. But honestly, this length has been really nice. It's been really manageable for me. I used to keep my hair short all the time, and I really liked having it short because I never knew what to do with my hair, and I still kind of don't really know what to do with my hair, but I look back on, if I look back on pictures of myself with super short hair, I remember liking the feeling of having it that short, but I don't like the way I looked with it that short. So honestly, like looking at pictures makes me go, I don't think that I want to do that again. But I've had people say you might really like it if you had it cut differently, if it was like short but like a different short style. And I don't know. Right now I'm just kind of exploring the longer hair thing, but I still don't do much with it. So I'm not going to do an undercut because I don't have much hair to begin with. My hair is super, super thin. So when I've thought about doing it and when I've talked with like hairdressers about doing it, they've all been like, if you're willing to give up a lot of the volume that you have, which is not very much, then sure, go for it. Yeah, my hair is super thin. So if I were to do an undercut of some kind or like a side cut or whatever, I think that I would regret it because I would lose, like, I try so hard to have more volume. So getting rid of a bunch of hair seems really counterproductive to me. Get matching haircuts with Clark. Clark's hair is starting to look so curly. It's really cute. But my hair was curly when I was a kid too, so it might fall out. But for now, every time we wash it, it's just like big curls in the back. It's so cute. I love it. What's the next big Dooger thing we can look forward to? That's a great question. I just want to get back into like normal streaming again. Anytime I leave, I'm always kind of chomping at the bit to get back. I think a lot of people are like that. But next big thing, I don't know. She's going to have those Shirley Temple curls? No, I don't think so. It doesn't curl up here. It curls down here. You know? Yeah, that's true. Sam and I are going to play Man of Medan. Man of Medan. I still don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Sam and I are going to play Man of Medan in October for Halloweeny. So that's exciting. I don't know what else, though. I really want to play Cat Quest with somebody. Yeah, I haven't looked at Man of Medan at all. I haven't watched anybody play it. I don't know anything about it. I just know that it's the same people that made Until Dawn. And Sam and I playing Until Dawn, people have said they go back and watch those streams all the time. Like, watch the VODs of it. So yeah, I was like, oh, we should totally play that game then. But I think somebody was saying it's episodic, so it's not super long because it's like the first episode of it. Cat Quest 2 with Jesse? No, Jesse's literally, I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was literally playing it with Kristen earlier today. So they're playing it together. So I need to find somebody. The different episodes will all be different stories. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I could ask Octo. I was feeling the autumn vibes, so I'm watching your Night in the Woods playthrough again. Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, tomorrow is October 1st, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God. How about another spoopy stream playing SCP? Why would I go back to SCP, which is like Jump Scare Nation, when we played better SCP, aka Control? There's no reason to go back to SCP. What about SCP reading spooky nights? I would love to do that, actually. I would love to do like spooky story readings. I think that would be fun. I had so many people come to the booth being like, I really like having your streams on when I just need to relax. You have a very relaxing voice, which I don't feel like I do. So that was very sweet. Because I've got like my voice is a little bit nasally and I have like the harder R's, you know, because I'm American. But yeah, a lot of people said that they either fall asleep to my streams or they just have me on as like background noise because it's like calming for them. And I was like, oh man, really? Which put more into perspective why I get asked to do reading stuff all the time. So I think I will. I think that would be fun to do some like spooky story stuff. Your voice is soothing to me because I watched you since 2012. Thank you. That's so sweet. That's me. I literally started watching today because my homework is stressing me out. It's going to be okay. You're going to crush it. But it's all right to take a moment and take a breather because forcing it is not going to help. As somebody who constantly tried to force myself to just figure out my math homework. It's easier in the morning. I'm a person who, if I needed to write a 1 to 2 page paper, I would just wait until the morning and write it then. I do not recommend, 10 out of 10, do not recommend writing your papers in the morning. Because sometimes you'll crush it, and other times they'll be like, why do I get the feeling you wrote this morning? And you're like, I don't know what you mean. The morning it's due? Yeah. I wrote papers the morning they were due a lot, even in college. It's not smart. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just like start working on it a couple of days ahead of time. And it's so much easier to just finish it off. It's only a couple of pages. Just don't do what I do. Just don't do it. Are you trying to make your voice more calming? I was not. But I can try. I can try. Don't write your papers the morning of, you silly gooses. That sounds like I'm trying to seduce all of you. I don't know how to make myself sound more calming. That VO voice. No, I would need to have like one of those microphones where every time I go, it like is in fucking surround sound. There's so many times when I'll listen to somebody's audio and I can hear them just, I hate it. I absolutely, some people really, really like that. I hate it. I really hate it. That overly crisp audio where just every lip smack sounds like it's in your ear. I hate it. I can't stand it. I don't like it. Clark would be great at that. Yeah, because she literally tries to eat the microphone. Give me cooking sounds? Yeah. Yeah. I love the sound of typing. Crisp typing noises? Yes. Crisp, like, chopping and sizzling noises? Definitely. They're not ASMR for me. I'm not about to say, they, like, give me brain tingles or whatever. But they are very satisfying noises to hear. And the people who do cooking videos that give you an option of having music or no music, them's the smarty pantses. Those are the smarty pantses because I don't want the background music ever. I never ever want that background music. I just want to listen to those sizzles and the chops. I want all that. I want the scraping off of the cutting board, a nice wood cutting board, that scrapey noise. Hell yes. I want all that shit. It's just nice. I love the sound of fizzing. I would put my ear to my soda when I was a kid. Ugh. I don't like that noise, I've now learned. I don't like that noise. We've learned that now in real time. I'm going to drink that noise so it doesn't exist anymore in my world. How are you? I'm doing great. How are you? I've never listened to ASMR, but hearing about cooking ASMR sounds like that might be my shit. It took me a while to realize that I think, like, when you hear about what ASMR is, you think to yourself, okay, then I'm not going to watch anything that says ASMR on it, right? Because I don't get a feeling when I'm listening to this that makes me feel calm necessarily, right? So a lot of the videos that have an ASMR tag in them, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother watching that because it's not the sort of thing that's going to make me feel calm. And I don't really care about being calm right now. Like, there's no reason for me to even click on this. And I think now I've realized that ASMR has become a catch-all for just like satisfying or soothing noises. That's all ASMR now, right? So it's not even necessarily, I'm going to help you go to sleep. It's also just, you know, coffee shop noises or cooking noises or, you know, things that also apply in a productivity sense. A lot of people find that they're more productive with ambient noise. But all of those things get tagged as ASMR, right? So I've started to be like, well, this is a cooking video. It is tagged as ASMR, but it's a cooking video. As long as they're not whispering the fucking recipe in the microphone and it's just the cooking noises, then I'm in. I'm down. Wasn't there a Wario related ASMR video you did? There, yeah, that is true. I did do that. Wait, hold on.
I'm a Wario and I'm a gonna win. I'm a Wario and I'm a gonna
This has 69,000 views. I'm very proud of all of you. It's just that for a really long time. That's the whole video. Apparently there's DBZ ASMR. Yeah, the video that Octo did. Octo did that, if you didn't know. My friend Octo. What was the ASMR video you wanted to do where you just add lots of sugar to your coffee? Oh, so anytime I use a sugar packet, I'm really systematic with sugar packets. So if you ever see me at a diner and I order a coffee, feel free to observe how weirdly robotic I am. Sugar packets. I'll pick up a packet, whip, 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 whip. 4 whips. Whip, 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 whip. Rip. Pour the sugar in. Smack it. To make sure all the sugar's out. Smack it once. Set off to the side. Actually, most of the time, I'll take the top part that I've ripped off and I'll put it inside of the big part. Set it off to the side. And I'll do that with however many sugars I want in there. But I'm a robot with them. And I really wanted to do a video where I do this stupid robotic shit that I do with these things. But I do it until the cup is literally overflowing with sugar. Was my plan for this video. So, maybe I'll make that. I'll just turn that into my intro video for my streams. Danny one day will be like, wait, but I worked so hard on the hype cat. I'll be like, I know, but hear me out. You already sound defeated about it. All of my ideas make me feel exhausted. Will the cup have coffee in it? I don't know. I guess you'll have to watch the video. Is this a loop? Sugar overflows. Oh. I wonder how long it would take me. Like, if you were, hypothetically, if you were going to use that as an intro video for a stream, and typically, because of baby aggro, I either have a stream intro that is 10 minutes long or like 15 to 20 minutes long. I know. Anybody who's new here that's like, wow, I'm really enjoying the stream, and heard that just then and was like, maybe I'll never come back. I know. It's obnoxious. Sometimes I'll look at the clock and be like, fuck. I've had dank tunes playing for so long. I need to get on my stream like now. But I do wonder, how long that would take me to put so much sugar into a cup that it overflowed with sugar. I'm just really curious. If that's what PressHeart turns into, I'm 400% in. I've been asking people what they think I should do with PressHeart, because I literally, in the last 2 years, have only done Vlogmas on it. So I keep being like, there's 800 and something thousand people that were subscribed to PressHeart, and I just abandoned it because I wasn't feeling inspired anymore and I didn't know what to do with it anymore. So I was an asshole and I just stopped putting up content, right? So I've been saying to people, like, what do you think I should do with it? Knowing fully, absolutely realizing that the second I start posting something weird on there, like 400,000 people are going to unsubscribe. I'm cool with that. I'm all right with it. I'm at peace with it. But I'm like, should I do something with that? I don't know. I'm not going to make money off of it. I already know that. So it shouldn't be anything that's going to actually cost me money to make, right? These have to be like stupid fucking ideas that I throw up there. But what are they? I don't know. $400,000 will unsubscribe and then 500,000 will subscribe. I like how positive you are. Stupid fucking ideas are half of why I'm here. Then you should follow Octo. He follows through on his stupid fucking ideas, and they're always amazing. Oh, no, I wouldn't. I would never like private all of the videos or delete the channel or anything like that. That's why like when we turned Dexbonus into a VOD channel, everybody was like, why don't you private or like put all of the coffee time videos off to the side? And I was like, are you crazy? Like, so many people come to my channel all the time and are like, I was rewatching some coffee times from this year. I can't do that. That would be so shitty of me. That'd be so shitty of me to like try and hide a bunch of videos. Like, why? There's no reason to do that. So don't worry. I'll never do that on PressHeart. It's not going to happen. $172 packets. You think to fill a coffee cup? Oh, call me X-Ray. Thank you. Whenever I'm on a panel, I always leave the panel feeling like, man, I really hope that I contributed something to that. it's hard to tell in the moment, especially when it's like very conversational. It's hard to tell if like what you said during a panel was useful at all. Some of the panels that I've been on, like the co-optional ones that we used to do, a lot of those were mostly goofs. You know, it was like, let's do some goofy shit. Or co-optional lounge was entirely goofy shit. That sort of stuff I feel pretty confident and wheelhousey in. But when I'm on a panel where it's like, this is intended to be informational. I think 2 TwitchCons ago, I was on a panel that was like, it was one of those, you know, it was like managing yourself on social media, like that kind of a thing. And I walked away going, I don't know that I contributed much to that. And then I was on a panel that was at like a more corporate sort of convention I was asked to be on by OPG. And they wanted me on there as like a streamer representation for a panel that was about brand deals. I walked away from that one going, I don't know that I really contributed much to that one either. So it is nice. It is nice when people say like, I enjoyed you on that. Because then I can say, well, even if I didn't say anything that had a whole lot of substance, somebody still enjoyed that I was there. So I'll take it. I'll take it. I watched your and Sam's love story through your channel. Oh, thank you. You should do a panel on your way of being an unfazed presenter. What do you mean? An unfazed presenter? What does that mean? Yeah, most of the stuff that Jesse and I have done together have gone up on Jesse's channel. So like we played all of Life is Strange together. That is on his channel. All of The Letter is on my channel. That was a horror visual novel that I played with Jesse. That was super fun. That was a really, really fun game to play. It was weird though. The way Gerard always talks about you, you're like the host's host. The way when you do talks or hostings, you aren't phased when things go wrong or go astray with bad lines or difficult guests. Oh, that's very sweet. It's just a lot of practice. But also I find that I'm normally freaking out until I'm doing it. And then it's like, well, well, I can't freak out anymore. When I was doing the speech during Twitch Yearly, at one point, so I love teleprompters and I hate teleprompters, right? Because I did write a script and there was a script up on the teleprompter, but to be honest, like I would say maybe 50% of what I said was what was actually scripted out because I hate just staring at the teleprompter and reading it. I don't like doing that at all. So I try to make an attempt to vaguely memorize what it is, even though it's there and it's available to me. I try to kind of vaguely memorize it so that I can mostly just like say it and not read it. But that means if I do suddenly need to read something, I'm like, right? Like,
coffee drinking burrito babe.
next. Oh, that's right. I always wonder if those moments are noticeable. Those are probably the only moments. If I don't have a teleprompter, I'm fine. If it's a situation where I do have a teleprompter and I need to like stick to a script and I have a time limit and all that sort of stuff, there's more of a feeling for me of like, I can't veer off too much. You know, I have to like mostly stick to what I said I was going to do. And if I have a moment where I'm like, fuck, what's the next part? And it's always a split second thing, but I find myself going, God, I hope that Where I left off, there I am. Great. Thank goodness. Phew. Now we know, and we're going to watch out for those moments. You might see them. Yeah, you might notice them for sure. If I'm going to go up and do a speech, I would rather that it felt, I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't sound weird. I really hate just reading a script. I really hate it. So I do anything that I can to make it seem like I'm not just reading it, or to just not read a script. So, yeah. Duke's on the main page. Oh, that's very sweet of them. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Anybody who's showing up. How's it going? I'm here for the weird stuff. Oh, shit. Fuck. We already hit all the weird stuff. We talked about articles that describe how to make your babies suck harder. And we talked about... Actually, I think that was probably the weirdest thing that we talked about, and it was right at the beginning. So we've really just gone downhill since then. Oh, we talked about the waitress. That lady. We should make that an emote. It's really good. I had a waitress that was a cartoon character. She, anytime that she was like trying to show genuine, like, oh, I'm sorry, it came out like, I've done that so many times now that my neck fucking hurts. My neck literally is starting to hurt from doing that shit. I'm done. I'm never doing it again. KFC is a double donut sandwich. Yeah, they're trying to compete. They're like, everybody's doing 6 sandos. Everybody's doing crazy chicken sandos. What's going to be our thing? Put donuts on it. Wasn't it KFC that did the bun was just chicken? Wasn't it KFC that did that? Where it was like chicken and then the things that would normally go in the sandwich aside from chicken and then chicken on the top. The double down, that's what it was called. Why couldn't they just be like, hey guys, remember we have the double down? I don't know why they didn't just do that. Why did they have to be like, but what if it was chicken with donuts on it? Maboom Bam ate some of those chicken donut sandwiches at a live show. That must involve indigestion. It must. I can't imagine eating what are they, Krispy Kremes? A Krispy Kreme, well, in our vague universe, a Krispy Kreme, right? With chicken, and then another Krispy Kreme, and taking a bite of that and not instantly wanting to go to the bathroom. I can't imagine that situation. If they were going to chase trends, why not make it the spicy double down? Fuck yeah. I'd eat a spicy double down in a hot second. I would still wind up going to the bathroom instantaneously, but at least I would be like, that was a delightful one bite that I got through before I needed to run away. I'm not saying that you can't put sweet and savory together. You can absolutely put sweet and savory together. I just don't want 2 donuts on there. I just don't want a donut and then chicken and a donut. I don't get it. I know that you wrote whimpers in toilet agony. I read it as whispers. I was just imagining. I read it as whispers. And I imagined somebody taking a bite, running to the toilet, and then whispering into the toilet. really good bite. And then you leave. I didn't need to take a shit. I just really wanted to. Fuck. It's not funny. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get over this as quickly as I can because it's not funny. Fuck. Oh, shit. Oh. Sorry. Oh, no. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, we're over it. We don't make toilet jokes here. Those are for babies. Honorary Twitch speaker. Yes, hello. I was in Twitch Yearly talking about how I'm an adult with a child now. Cheers. Yes, I used to be a sweet baby child with Mountain Dew cans to hit the ceiling while getting my degree, but not anymore. Now I'm an adult who does taxes and has a baby. I've changed. Only babies use the toilet. I think, well, no, you know what? I was about to say only a baby would whisper into the toilet some kind of dark secret, but that's not true. Every drunk adult has also done that. I'm an adult who does baby taxes. That's also true. Hi, Adam. How are you, dude? I would watch ASMR toilet whispering. I would not. The second that it was a video where they were like, if I saw ASMR in the title and I was like, I see ASMR toe, like T-O. I don't know what that is, but I think I'm going to click on it anyway. The second that I realized it was a person with their face right next to a toilet bowl, I would be gone. I would be out of there forever. I would never go back to that channel. Fuck City! I was literally just telling them about Fuck City. Not just now. I wasn't just now telling them about Fuck City, but I told the Fuck City story about Brock the Cock, the savior of the former psychiatrist turned stripper. We played a zombie game. We played a game called Zombie World, and my character was Brock the Cock, the former psychiatrist turned stripper. And literally the only thing I could ever think to do was try and seduce people. So it was a really good zombie story. The just kidding, haha, unless joke is always funny to me. And I'm waiting for it to stop being funny. It's like Top Ramen. How like anybody who absolutely hates Top Ramen is be like, I can't relate to this story. But I love Top Ramen, but I have a limit where it's like, I'll eat Top Ramen a couple of times and then I have to not eat Top Ramen for a while, right? If I have too much Top Ramen, I will not want Top Ramen for at least a couple of years. So I'm waiting for the haha, unless I'm waiting for that joke to be Top Ramen for me. And it hasn't happened yet. And I've seen that joke so many times. And I'm like, one day I'm going to see this joke and realize that's not funny. It's not a funny joke anymore. It's not now. It's still funny. Top Ramen is like instant ramen. Instant noodle ramen. Haha, unless. Marshawn for the win. I never liked... I've always been a Top Ramen person. But to be fair, we could always get 10 for 10 on Top Ramen at my grocery store. Hell yeah. Get 10 of those puppies for 10 buckaroonies. Especially when you're in college, you're like, I'll take 100. I was going to say 1,000,000, and that seemed like a really ham-fisted way to end the joke. You know what I was told to do the other day? Wait, back up. When I was sick, when I got back from Oregon and I was actually super sick, I was told by a friend who will go unnamed in case this like blows back on them in a big way and ruins their career. I was told by a friend to make ramen and put a bunch of honey in it. And I was like, what? And he said, yeah, you got to make chicken ramen and put a bunch of honey in it and you'll feel way better. And I said, that sounds awful. I'm going to make it because I need to know whether or not this is good. I'm going to really let you down with the end of the story by saying it was neither good nor bad. It was just ramen with like a lot of sweetness in it. It was a little odd, but it wasn't, I mean, if somebody told me I had to eat it again, I would. But I also would not make it for myself unless I absolutely had to, right? It was not good nor bad. But how weird. How weird is that? To specifically say, yo, you got any top ramen in the house? You should put a fuckload of honey in there. If you make ramen, but instead of water, use Arizona green tea, hit me with all of your weirdest ramen goofs. It was not Crendor. Crendor did not tell me to do the ramen with honey. Try again. Was that friend Santa Claus? About to ruin this man's whole career. Anchovy paste. That doesn't sound weird. That sounds like it would work. Cheese. That sounds like it would work. I've cracked an egg into it before. That works. That's fine. It was not Cry. It was not Octo. It was not Sam. Feel free to keep guessing, though. This won't get old for anybody. Ketchup and corn. I don't know about the ketchup. Ketchup? Ketchup's so thick though, and it's also sugary. Maybe I've learned through the honey experience I don't want sugar in there. It wasn't Aaron. It wasn't Terry. It wasn't my mom. And it was Anne. Everybody unsubscribe immediately. How are you? It was so good to see you. So many lovely people are swinging by and saying hi. It makes me happy. How is the pasta with the veggie sausage? I still have not tried throwing that in the oven yet. I haven't tried making that. We did grill the frozen grilled cheeses though, and those were great. That is a good hack, guys. If you have bread and the bread's, you're like, this bread might be on the edge. I might wake up tomorrow morning and it might be covered in mold. If you have bread that's on the edge, make a grilled cheese. Don't grill it yet though. Just make a sandwich with cheese in the middle. Freeze that shit. And then when you want to eat a grilled cheese sandwich, just take it out and throw it on your Gordon Ramsay. On your George Foreman. But start calling them Gordon Ramsays because it's funnier. Throw it on there or in a panini press. Worked great. I was delighted. Straight out of the freezer. That's a no from me, dog. Damn. Yikes. I still haven't gotten up the courage to try one of the frozen peanut butter jellies, even though I know so many people that eat Uncrustables and it's the same fucking thing. I can't imagine taking a frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of the freezer and being like, I'm gonna eat this later. I can't do it. I mean, I can do it. Again, if somebody was like, you have to eat this, I would. Maybe not right after the honey ramen. I would probably request that those were separate meals, but haven't heard the name Uncrustables since like middle school. I had never heard of them before until JP, I think. JP went through like a really strong Uncrustables stage that might still be going on. I don't know. But JP and Gmart, both of them like evangelized really hard for Uncrustables. And when Gmart was staying with us, we bought Uncrustables and we had them in the freezer. And Sam ate one and was like, yes, it's a peanut butter and jelly without a crust. It's exactly what's on the tin. But I didn't eat one because they weirded me out. So there you go. Would it be better or worse if the peanut butter and jelly was still frozen solid? Worse. What do you mean? Way worse. Way worse. If I was like, the bread is nice and soft, feels like normal ass bread, I'm going to take a big old bite out of this peanut butter and jelly, and then my teeth all fell out. Uncrustables make really good French toast material. It makes you feel like a dumpster person after. That's my food crime. Wait. So you take an Uncrustable, you coat it in an egg batter mixture, and you fry it. I don't like that. That is a food crime. I already didn't like the idea of an Uncrustable, and now I really, really hate the idea of a French Uncrustable. Cursed food art. Oh my God. What if it's delicious? This is what I had to do, the honey thing. What if it's delicious? It wasn't, but like, what if it's delicious? Fuck. Now I want to do that. Unless it's going to be disgusting. Unless it's amazing. What if it's amazing? Is it amazing, or do you just do it when you're you can't, it's not a lazy thing. Definitely not. Definitely not. You have to make a batter, an egg batter. You have to coat the Uncrustable in the egg batter and heat up a pan and fry it. It must be incredible. Unless.
Welcome, you.
This is going to be it. This is going to be the stream that makes that joke top ramen. I'm so sorry to everybody who's never been here before. This is exactly what every stream is like. I'm not about to lie to you and be like, this isn't normally how I am. These aren't the normal topics that we touch on. We're very serious here. We're really serious gamer. We're not. This is literally what my channel is. I'm so sorry.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee
Fuck, that's stupid.
burrito babe.
This is what replaced coffee time. It is. Yeah. This is peak Dukes. Still like a little bit tired from TwitchCon. Pop-tarts are just ravioli. This is the top tier shit that I like to see in my chat. More of them. How much would it take to make the French toast Uncrustable and give it to Sam while he's streaming tonight? I've overfed Sam. Sam was saying stupid shit to me like, well, I forgot to eat yesterday. Keep in mind, he's been very sick. Okay, look. He was solo dad while I was at TwitchCon, which is already tiring. Then he was very sick the whole time I was at TwitchCon and was streaming most of the night, every night that I was at TwitchCon. So I get it. He didn't have a whole lot of time to be thinking about taking care of himself. But when I get home and Sam's like, yeah, I kind of forgot to eat. Today has been me like, here's food. It's been like 2 hours since you ate. Do you want more food? What if I made you more food? Here's some more food. I've just been like fucking feeding him everything today. So I'm not going to feed him French toast Uncrustables. That's not in my plan. But who knows? The night is young. What time is it? 9:40. The night is having a midlife crisis. So maybe Maybe that is the witching hour. And whenever I'm like, oh man, I'm just so tired. I'm going to go, guys. Stream over. I'm just going to go make a fucking French toast Uncrustable. Who really knows? Make it for breakfast tomorrow. Shit. There you go. Unless. Have you tried any mushy baby food and did you like it? Yeah, there have been times where I've had to like have a little bit of them. They're very bland. You know, babies don't need salt or sugar or anything like that. So it's just reliant on what the things naturally taste like. And we're all spoiled as shit. So when you eat baby food, typically you're like, that sure is butternut squash, quinoa, black beans, and apples. That's definitely what that tastes like. I have yet to taste one that I liked. Oddly enough, though, we went to the grocery store today to like do a big shop because we were out of a lot of stuff. And we walked by the baby aisle and I was like, oh, we're out of baby food. And Sam looked at me so seriously and was like, she doesn't need baby food anymore. And that fucking hit me in the heart. It's like, you're right. She doesn't. We can just make all of her food now. He was like, yeah, she doesn't need anything down here. It's just like overpriced versions of what we eat and then the mush stuff. And she doesn't need the mushy food anymore. She's got a bunch of teeth. She doesn't need this. I was like, you're right. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. You're right. She doesn't need it. She's big. She doesn't need to eat that stuff anymore. You're right. She's a big girl. She can eat honey ramen now like an adult. Only bananas. Yeah, so her only banana diet starts tomorrow. Very excited. No. Somebody call child services. She can do the baby taxes all by herself and eat bananas, which is literally all that we know how to do. So my job is done. If you're asking seriously, she's 1.5 years old. She's big. Joe was asking, Joe Fudge, my friend, he was like, so when she saw you, was she so excited? How did she react when you... So this is the first... Going to TwitchCon was the first time that I had been gone since I had Clark. So I've never had a trip away from her ever. So I was like, this is probably going to be very good for me. Very good for Clark, right? Clark's used to me being around all the time. So it's probably going to be good for like our relationship. And it'll be good for me because I've been around her so much that I can sometimes be very like, oh, I'm away from her and I'm starting to freak out a little bit, right? I'm not too bad about it, but I find myself thinking thoughts like, I haven't had a check-in. What if X, Y, and Z, right? What if the house blew up and whatever? So when I left, I sobbed. I was sobbing as I walked out the door, and Sam was like, you're literally going to be gone for like a couple of days. It's okay. I've got this. Don't worry. Get in the car. You're fine. And then we had a phone call on day 2, and she screamed and was so excited to see me on the phone and like took the phone from Sam and ran away with it and was giggling, and it warmed my heart. And I was like, oh, she misses me. I was so happy. And then when I got home last night, she had already been asleep. And part of me was like, oh, I just want to like go in there and rub her back a little bit. But I knew that would like wake her up and that would be really shitty and stupid of me. So I was like, I'm just going to let her sleep. I'll be there first thing in the morning, right? I'll be there when she wakes up. So I went in. This morning she woke up and was talking to herself, and I could hear her over the monitor, and I was like, time to go see my baby. I opened the door and she goes, Daddy. And I was like, nope. Forgotten. I was like, God, I didn't realize I was raising such a savage. She's already forgotten about me. I might as well just die. So we had a great day. But yeah, this has been 2 people now who've been like, oh my God, was she so excited to see you? And I was like, she didn't even remember my name. She called me Daddy when I walked in. Yeah. But it was great. Sam said that she seemed really, really happy today. So I like to pretend that's because I was there. Look, I'm chill. Look, if she decided your daddy, and your daddy, I'd be like, I guess I'm daddy, right? It's like my mom called my nonna, my mom on my mom's side, my grandmother on my mom's side, Jesus Christ. My mom called nonna Moo, like her whole life. They had Daddy and Moo. That's literally what they called their mom forever. And she was like, I guess I'm Moo. That would be me. If if my kid was like, you're Daddy, I'd be like, I guess I'm Daddy. It's whatever. It's whatever. I don't care. You can call me whatever you want, kid. I love you. We're all daddies now. Immediately resigned to it. What really hurts is when a little kid comes up with a super cute name for you and you're like, oh my God, that's so cute. I hope that sticks. And then literally the next time you see them, they can say it perfectly. Like my niece called me Boat. So my real name is Brooke, right? My niece called me Boat for maybe a day. And I was like, oh my God, I want to be Auntie Boat so bad. That's so cute. I'm going to be Auntie Boat till the day I die. And then the next time I saw her, she had figured out how to say ours. So I was no longer Boat. I was Brote, and then I was Broke, and then I was Brooke. So I didn't get to be Auntie Boat. Could have been. Still water themed. That's true. I actually hadn't thought of that. It's very true. Has she blah blah'd you yet? She has not. She only blah blah blahs Sam, which makes me laugh. She learned blah 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 from Peppa Pig. So she keeps going blah blah blah, but she hasn't done it to me. She'll only do it to Sam, which is good. It's good content. Are you in a new place? No. We've lived in this house for 2 years. Peppa Pig, are you trying to teach her about her father's heritage? When we went to visit England the first time, she saw Peppa for the first time and really liked it. And we realized that Peppa had come to the States. So we were like, oh, we can show her some Peppa. Peppa's like kid crack. It's weird. They love it. They love Peppa Pig. But I was looking at a really interesting thread about Peppa Pig because sometimes people will be like, the kids in Peppa Pig like suck, right? like especially Peppa. She's such a piece of shit sometimes. And what's your star sign? I'm a Leo. If you couldn't tell by me loving to just have a bunch of people listen to me talk for hours. Yeah, everybody's always like, Peppa's such a piece of shit. And I was saying, well, it doesn't bother me too much because the kids are all, like, they all say please. They all say thank you. They generally do what their parents ask them to do, right? But they all have, like, flaws.
so that they can learn lessons. And Peppa has the strongest flaws because she's typically the one that has to learn the hard lessons, right, in the show. And someone had said in the thread that the problem is, depending on how old the kid is, they'll see Peppa do something and they won't understand the resolution part of the episode, right? They'll see Peppa do something and they'll mimic it, and they won't realize, like, that was the wrong thing, that, like, Peppa eventually learned, like, oh, that was really mean of me, or, oh, I shouldn't have said that, right? That part doesn't register because they don't understand conversation yet. They just know that they want to, like, replicate something that they saw in the show. And I was like, that's so interesting. But would that not be true of a lot of shows, like a lot of kids shows that are trying to show a kid learning a lesson, right? And is it because Peppa is just so, like, because all of the kids in Peppa have, like, this like really shiny quality to them that makes kids want to replicate what they're doing? Is that the problem? It's interesting. Yeah, it is, right? They were saying that there was an episode where the kids were saying, like, you're not my friend anymore. And then at the end of the episode, obviously, they were like, wow, that was really shitty of me. I shouldn't have said that. But all that the kid took away was getting upset and then saying, you're not my friend anymore. Right? So that became their thing to say when they were mad. And they were like, fucking Peppa Pig. It's the same as trying to explain it to them. You'd run into the same problem. For sure. I mean, we're at a stage with Clark right now where she has so much mobility and she can do so much stuff. But she still doesn't, we can't explain things to her, right? So she understands when we're telling her not to do something, but we can't explain why we don't want her to do something. So typically it's become, she does a thing and I say, don't do that. And she'll do it again. I'll go, Clark, don't do that. And if she does it again, I just take the thing away. Because I can't explain, like, this is why I don't want you to do that. I have to take the thing away and distract her to something else. Because she's not going to understand what was wrong with it. And if you let it go on too long, it feels like a game, right? So for me, it's like you get a couple chances. And then the thing's just going to vanish and you're not going to be able to play with it anymore. And I look forward to being able to say, this is why I don't want you to mess with that. So please don't. And then when I take the thing away, I'll know, like, you know exactly why you shouldn't mess with that thing, right? But right now she doesn't. She doesn't understand why she can't play with it, you know? So part of me looks forward to that, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, but that's also going to be when she's going to be able to, like, talk back. I'm going to have to deal with all that shit. I was talking with Erin today about how I'm having, like, not like really, I'm having to think ahead of time about what kind of a disciplinarian I am, right? I'm not the sort of person that can roll with an iron fist. That's just not who I am. But I'm patient as fuck. I have a lot of love to give. So much love that it's like bursting out of me. But I can be so unbelievably patient. I can outlast you, right? And I'm like, how do I use those qualities as a parent? How do I use those qualities when it comes to, like, my disciplinary style as a parent? I'm, like, starting to think about that now. Because Clark has gotten to the point where she sometimes throws tantrums. It's not fine. But I can very easily be like, I'm going to let you fake cry until you get to the point where you're really crying because you've forgotten why you started. This is the fun of kids. you've forgotten why you started fake crying and now you're really upset. You don't know why you're upset, but you're like really upset, right? So I've turned her old playpen, which has become where we just kind of throw toys. I've now taken a lot of the toys out or put them in baskets so that her playpen can be like a time in area. This has worked really well for us, by the way, if anybody's going through the same sort of stages with their kid. When she gets really upset and there's not really anything to be upset about, we've started doing a thing, or I've started doing, I don't know if Sam's tried doing this yet, but I've started doing a thing where I'll be like, okay, let's go read a book. And we'll go in the playpen with a couple of books, and I'll let her choose a book, and we'll sit down and we'll read a book. And typically by the time we're done reading a book, she's calmed down and is totally fine. But like, we have to like remove ourselves to like this is our peaceful zone. We're going to read a book and be calm, and then we can go back out and do whatever. And typically, and it's like, it actually has worked a lot. So I'm starting to get into the groove of like, I can be really, really patient, but I need to also be realistic with myself of like, how long will I let something go on before I address it, you know? She's barely been alive. She's not throwing like big tantrums yet or anything, but I'm just trying to think about that stuff now. Being a parent is a lot, guys. So you want so badly to not fuck up, or you're going to fuck up anyway. Play prison. Basically, yeah. Because I was like, well, she won't understand a timeout. She's not old enough to understand a timeout. That doesn't make any sense. But maybe if I like go with her into a separate space and we establish it like, this is where we're safe, basically. You know, like, we've got books, we've got stuffed animals, and that's it. You can cuddle a stuffed animal, you can read a book. I'll be with you, unless you don't want me to be with you when you're old enough to say, like, mommy, leave. That's fine. It can be your alone space. I don't care. But yeah, just trying to do that kind of a thing. It's really worked for us, so. Being consistent with behaviors you accept and don't is the best parenting. Being kind is not the same as being nice. Parents should be kind to their kids, but not nice all the time. I think it's just important to establish for yourself, this is what's okay and this is what isn't, right? Like you were saying. And then be firm with those things. Yeah. Sia, how are you? How was TwitchCon for you? Establish dominance. This is totally off topic. Can we talk about a totally different thing? I was reading a thing and I really want to see if there's like any backing to this. I saw your artist alley booth in passing, but I didn't have time to stop. Oh, that's totally fine. No, that's totally fine. I get it. There were a couple of times where I was like power walking somewhere and a person would be like, hi. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to see you this entire time. And I don't have time to stop and say hi to you really, but I'm going to give you a big hug and then keep walking. I totally get that. Anyway, I read an article that was talking about how dogs know that we are not dogs, but they love us anyway, right? Cats think that we're cats. Apparently. So the reason that they say this is because dogs don't treat us like they treat other dogs, right? Cats treat us like we're stupid cats. They meow at us the way that a baby cat would meow to its mom. They like meow at us like, fuck, are you just a stupid cat? Maybe if I meow, you'll figure it out. And they bring us things almost as if to like try and take care of us because we're too stupid to like get it on our own, right? Like, like they think that they've proven that dogs love us and cats love us. But cats love us because they think that we're like stupid cats that need to be taken care of. And that dogs love us because we're like weird alien companions and they don't know what we are, but that's okay. We're best friends. If that's true, I think that's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Have you ever seen this bitch kill a bird? I haven't. I mean, cats meow when they're babies. It's not like they only meow to humans, but adult cats only meow to humans. My cats seem very proud of me when I come home from the store. Yeah, whenever somebody's like, dogs are better because dogs greet you at the door. I'm like, I don't think have been around enough cats. I know so many people with cats that greet them at the door. My cats greet me at the door partially because they're like, where's the food? Anyway, I have not looked up whether or not this is a true thing, and I would like to because it sounds very weird and hilarious.
Welcome.
Hi, Spring Fart. Thank you so much, by the way, to everybody that's like subbing and resubbing and all that stuff. I've gotten the feedback before that I shouldn't like constantly stop to say thank you to people specifically. So I typically at a break or at the end will read off the entire list, but I do appreciate it and I do notice it happening. Thank you all. Anybody who's new here, if you enjoy yourself, I hope that you'll come back. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, mornings and evenings. Tuesday, I'm on Co-optional Podcast and Manga Pod, which is like a manga book club. And I do raiding and stuff in Final Fantasy XIV with my cousin. So it's like lots of little things on Tuesdays. Thursdays, I take off. And Saturday mornings, I do a thing. And Sunday evenings, I do a thing. So I stream almost every day. I was streaming every day and decided to kind of switch it up and actually take a day off. So yeah. Thank you for swinging by, even if it was only for a second. I appreciate it. My pet pig is pretty darn smart. Aren't pigs like one of the smartest animals? I am. I'm doing really good. I'm very happy. I've got a sweet husbando, and I've got a cute baby, and I've got 2 adorable cats. Everything's going good. Is it Cinnamon Toast Crustable time? I hate this. Yeah, what if we took the frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwich, we coated it in the egg batter, then we crushed up Cooler Ranch Doritos, coated it in the Doritos, then we fry it. I was trying to think of how to make it sound really disgusting, and I hope that worked. Unless... What if? What if instead... Never mind, I can't get this out. It won't be funny if I'm laughing through it. I'll try this again later. I'll just bookshelf it.
Fine cat-loving coffee drinking burrito babe.
Shit. I've been away from these streams for too long. That's the most batshit thing I've heard in like 3 months. Write it down? No, that'll. Once I say it written down, it won't be funny anymore. I'll be like, wow, that's the worst joke I've ever seen in my life. I have to let it be amorphous so that the second it leaves my mouth, I can be like, wow, that was stupid. Dodger deflates so often. I have to ground myself. Otherwise, I have to. Otherwise, everything that goes on in here would just fly out. It would be a nightmare. I don't know why I'm wheezing so much. I don't know why every time I laugh tonight it's just a wheeze, but your stomach will be sore from laughing. Did you guys ever, when I was a kid, if I went to like an amusement park, I remember specifically the first time that I was allowed to go on a really fast roller coaster. I was so happy that I was Joker smiling the entire time that I was on the roller coaster, and I went on a few times in a row. And then my mouth hurt for the rest of the day from smiling too much. Isn't that such a great reason to have your face hurt? Like, if my stomach's gonna hurt, if my abs hurt because I laughed so much, it's like, I can't even be mad about it. If my face feels really tight and sore because I was smiling all day, I can't even be mad. Smile cramps. Yeah, literally. That actually, this is gonna sound really stupid. That actually happened on day 2 of TwitchCon, I think. So many people had come by the booth that I was talking to and like having a blast meeting them and stuff. And at one point there was like a pause and nobody was there for a while. And I turned to Danny and I was like, my face hurts so bad. He was like, why? I was like, because I've been smiling so much. My face hurts so bad. I want to know what the roller coaster was. I think it was, shit. Where is this? The cheetah? Oh my god, is that it? The cheetah? Where is that? Does Cheetah Hunt have loops? I don't remember it being called the Cheetah Hunt. And I've never been to Florida. It's definitely not that. It was either called the Cougar or the Cheetah. But when I looked up the Cougar, it was like, do you mean the cheetah? But I don't remember where it was. The Cougar roller coaster? Cougar. Dude! I don't know. Are we Googling cougars? I was looking up cougar roller coasters, but it started sending me to Catholic school stuff, so I'm out. Done. Was that Sam? Of course. If somebody's screaming in the background, it's probably Sam. I don't know, totally wrecked. Otherwise I would just look up the place if I knew. I've been to Six Flags before. I've been to Disneyland, and I've been to Knott's Berry Farm. But and Universal Studios. But I don't think any of them have something called the Cougar, so I don't know. I don't remember anything about it. I was a child, but I was old enough to go on a fast roller coaster. I was so excited. Was it possibly the Jaguar? Maybe? The Jaguar was at Knott's. Oh, maybe it was the Jaguar. Somebody said it was really tame, but as a child, maybe it felt like like the most amazing roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. Yeah, maybe it was that. That would make the most sense to me. I don't... Oh, yes! Past Dodger coming in clutch. I like the name Cougar better. Me too. Unfortunate. It's a dope ride. It's just older now. Man. I would like to hear the speech that Dukes gave. I don't know if somebody's clipped it or not. But if they have and like a sub wants to post it, feel free. I will not be looking at it because it'll make me cringe about myself, but feel free to go watch it if you would like to. That sounds like me, still dope, but older. I like your confidence. I've always absolutely adored roller coasters, like really fast ones. And one time I went to Six Flags. I've only been to Six Flags once, I think, because after the first time that I went, I started reading a bunch of articles about how often their rides like break and people get hurt, and I was like, I'm out. But the one time that I went to Six Flags, I was like, I'm gonna go on every roller coaster in this place. It's gonna be amazing. And it was a very hot day, and I went on, I think, five or six, and I tried to go on another one, and I literally blacked out in the line. My friends like dragged me off and were like, are you okay? So yeah, I don't recommend on a hot day going on tons of roller coasters in a row. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. What? I fell out of the Batman? Were you okay? The Six Flags in New Jersey is pretty good. I don't trust any Six Flagses anymore. I don't trust any of them. What? I fell out at the end of it. The guy bopped past me as I was boarding and hit the harness, but didn't pull up. I hit it and it bounced up. I was like, sir, but he had headphones on, so I spent the entire ride clinging to the back of the seat. What? That is terrifying. That's so scary. I'm so glad you were okay. Jesus. That's metal as fuck. Yeah, no thank you. No thanks. That's very scary. Why do you look like Daenerys from GOT? It's probably literally only the hair color, if I was gonna guess. Sam looks perfect as Drogo. He's got the beardy.
I want it to get long enough that I can put little braids in it and shit. Awesome to see you on stage at TwitchCon. Oh, thank you, Favi. He's got to earn the braid. Yeah, I feel like he's reaching terminal length, so to speak, because it doesn't seem like it's growing much longer anymore, really. It just kind of grows out eventually, and then he shapes it. But it doesn't seem like it's getting longer anymore, really. Aren't you going to get in trouble for cussing on the front page? I don't know. They can shut me down if they want. It's not like I asked to be on the front page. They put me on here. So if they're like, fuck, hit the delete key, then it's not really my fault. Nuke it. Just I don't know. Is it supposed to be no cussing? No cussing on the front page? I can do that. I can not cuss. I can take away the cusses. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Thank you, Dragon Sparks. Everybody that I met was so sweet. I appreciate it. You have one curse. Just one? I already did it, though. I already did it with knowing intent. I already said it when I was acting out. Poor staff member deleting my entire channel. Front page requires mandatory French crustables. But we've just created those. This is SCP. It is. The front page that you're seeing is a world where French crustables already exist. Or my stream specifically is the SCP. And the second that I say something into being, it is as though in the minds of all watching, that thing has always existed. Let me pitch it to you. Fuck, never mind. I have to try again later. I did like the perfect build up to it, and then I still can't fucking get through it. No! I cursed. Delete. That's it. The end. Goodbye, everybody. I hecked up. It's all over. In the arms of the angel. Your front page claims that you talk about politics? Wow. All right, guys, let's talk about politics. You ready? What's the deal with Hyper Knuckles? Hyper Knuckles gets no representation. We see Supersonic all over the place. Everybody knows what Supersonic looks like. How come we don't see that sweet pink echidna all over the place? It's rude as shit. That's another cuss. You guys can keep a tally if you want. Hyper Knuckles is a lout? I don't. Unbelievable. Can't believe you're in my house. Hold on, give me just a second. You were pulled from the wreckage of your silent revelry. Yeah, anyway, justice for Hyper Knuckles. What was Tails's extreme form? Knuckles sucks. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? Look, either there are two ways that Knuckles' personality is written. Number one, he's emo as heck. Love it.
Number 2, he's stupid. Love it. Both are good. Both are great content. How can you hate Knuckles? He's either just a depressing, horrible plague on the entire thing, or he's an idiot. I love it. I love both. I love both. How can you hate Knuckles? He's not consistent across any media at all. It's so good. The second that he was in a game and they were like, what if we just made him thick as hell? I was like, all right. And then the added bonus was he's also an idiot. Great. Love it. It's good. I did love the cartoons as a kid, and I read all of the comics. I started with Sonic the Hedgehog number 13 was the first Sonic comic that I bought. And I mostly kept up with them until around issue 200, and then I stopped. But man, I've seen some things. I've seen some things in the Sonic universe. I've seen the reboot of the entire thing. I've seen when they were like, we got too weird with it. Reboot it. Start over. I was there. And then I watched the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon that was literally just, I'm Sonic and this is my buddy Tails and that's Eggman. And then I also watched the cartoon that was, I'm Sonic and I'm in love with Sally, who is the princess of Knothole Village. I also watched those ones, which that was basically right in line with the comics. So we got good cameos in that one, but that cartoon was not nearly as well known as the other one. I think the other one was more palatable because there wasn't as much of a through line. There was a lot of through line stuff going on over there. Facts only. Sonic Underground was the best. Sonic Underground was great. As a person reading the comics, Sonic Underground was great. Not as accessible, I don't think. The Knuckles fanfic, though. It wasn't fanfic until they decided that it was fanfic. It wasn't fanfic until they were like, throw them all into another dimension. They never existed. It's just Knuckles. It's just Knuckles on the floating island and no one else. The end. It's over. I didn't realize I signed up for History of Sonic 101. So the Sonic comics, they started off pretty chill. They were like the exact same universe as Sonic Underground, right? So it was like there's a revolution with all different kinds of animals with a village underground, and they like, it was great. It got so serious and so convoluted, and people were dying characters were dying all over the place. It was a lot. And then suddenly they just retconned all of it. We're like, never mind. Here's Sonic and all of his buddies, and they're having a good time. That was so weird as a kid to read that and be like, oh, all that heartache I just went to was for naught, I guess. But I think it was a 2-issue series that was Super Sonic versus Hyper Knuckles, and I reread those over and over and over again because I thought it was so kick-ass. And then Hyper Knuckles just never came back. I was so sad. So yeah, justice for Hyper Knuckles. That's my politics. Welcome to my channel. I'm a politics channel. Only Sonic. Sonic's only. Sonic politics only in this channel. If you talk about any other types of politics, insta-ban. Is Sonic a Mary Sue? A Mary Sue would never only eat chili dogs. Next question.
unless can we talk about Final Fantasy XIV politics? I feel like we can't talk about Final Fantasy XIV politics without like a big spoiler warning. I feel like we can't do that without really spoiling a lot of stuff for people. So, no, we cannot. Up-to-date video game news and politics with sprinkles of art projects. Wow, I should really change that summary if that's what they're using when I'm on the front page. I should change that. Yeah. Who wrote that description? Maybe me. I don't know. Maybe a long time ago. Could have been me. I've heard a ton of good things about Final Fantasy XIV. Should probably give it a try. You can play up to level 35 for free. They do the WoW thing. You can play up to level 35 for free. So you should do that. It's a great game. It's my favorite MMO. I love it very, very much. And I want more people to play it. So yeah, we play on Genova. If you play on US servers and you're looking for a place to go, we play on Genova. And our free company is called Crown of Thorn. Although, if you are doing the free trial, you can't join a free company. But done, I'm sold. Keep in mind, most people think that all of the Realm Reborn stuff, which is level 1 through 50 in the story, is like really slow. So yes, you can play 1 to 35 with all of the classes on one character and do that. But that part of the story is not extremely interesting. The expansions, story-wise, the expansions just get better every time. There's a reason that everybody played Shadowbringers, and was like, this is incredible. It's because Realm Reborn was like pretty good, and then Heaven's Word was better, and then Stormblood was better, and then Shadowbringers was amazing. So it progressively gets better as you go. ARR reworks soon though. Soon though, right? Not like by December. It's like soon. Talk about best worst job. I can't talk about that because I literally only play white mage. I can't talk about best/worst job because I only play white mage. Yeah, what else is coming aside from My Hero Academia and what's the other one? What all is coming out this next season, anime-wise? B-Stars! Fuck, I'm so excited for B-Stars! Are you guys ready to be, like, uncomfortably attracted to animals? B-Stars! I can't wait. I love that manga. It's, like, really dark Zootopia. B-Stars. I forgot. I thought that B-Stars was happening last season. And then it didn't, and it like flew off my radar. What a way to sell something. It's literally really dark Zootopia. Yeah. It's like, here's a society. Animals are like people. They have society. They wear clothes. They go to school. They have jobs, etc. But there are predators and there are prey still. And it's not okay for predators to eat other animals, but like they have those instincts. And what does that mean? So like literally Zootopia, but in a setting where really heinous shit can happen. That's Beastars. Got him. Chihaya Furu. Yeah, I don't know anything about Chihaya Furu, so I'm not like excited about that. I'm so sorry. What else? What else is coming out? It's a really nice chill anime. I never know. Here's the thing. I never know if somebody means that or if it's a juke. Because I can say that I could list off an anime and be like, it's a really nice, sweet time. And I'm lying, right? Because when you go look at the promo pictures, you'll be like, wow, that looks like a really nice, sweet time. And then go to watch it and be like, ah. I'm not going to give an example because then anybody who hasn't watched it will be like, oh, so that's not a really nice, sweet time. And I'd rather that, you know, for some of those, I think it's good for you to go in thinking this will be a nice, sweet time. And it's not. That's like the whole point. But the Lupin movie. Oh yeah, I only knew about the Lupin movie because of Terrace House. Because they talk about it in Terrace House. Two of the people go on a date to go see the Lupin movie. And the girl's like, I wasn't really excited to watch it, but it was actually pretty good. Wait. Chihaya Furu. This is someone's like favorite anime ever, isn't it? ProZD. It's like his favorite anime ever, isn't it? The second that you described it as, it's like a chill show about playing cards, I was like, wait a minute. Why does this sound so familiar? That's right. This is ProZD's favorite anime. I totally forgot about that. All right. Maybe. All right. All right. Maybe I'll look into it. All right. Terrace House is actually amazing. It's great. Okay. Fall anime season? Dr. Stone is continuing, right. Boku no Hero, right. Sure. Fire Force is continuing. I'm like not really feeling Fire Force, but Sam likes it, so whatever. Finland Saga is continuing, which is great. Seven Deadly Sins. Food Wars. Really? What is starting that's new? Anything? Mob Psycho OVA. Psychopaths 3. Fate Grand Order. What the shit? All of these are continuations. Interesting. No more Demon Slayer, Pepe Hands. Well, we got a lot of Demon Slayer, to be fair. It was great. But it's time for other things to take its place.
Yeah, I was just looking at Black Fox. The art style looks very Studio Trigger. I don't know if it is Studio Trigger. No, it's not. Do you ever read a word and you're like, that's not how that's spelled? And then you think about it for a while and it definitely is how it's spelled. But for some reason, this one time that you looked at the word, it looked really wrong. I'm looking at the word psychological and it looks like I've never seen that word in my life. There's an Azure Lane anime coming out next season. Whoops is going to lose his goddamn mind. Whoops and Sam and I all played a lot of Azure Lane. I think Whoops still plays it. I do not, but... Okay, well... There's some stuff. B-Stars! Starts in 6 days. That's right. Very excited. I saw Golden Kamui and I was like, ah! It's an OVA. Okay, I'm closing that. I don't want to look at it anymore. Was that the ship dating sim? Yeah, it's the like kind of bullet helly sort of game where you have a team of ship girls and they like you like control them and they fight other ship girls and yeah. I feel like I'm just now getting into the world of anime. It's overwhelming. I think it's hard to get into anime now, probably, because everybody has so many opinions about what's a good anime to start with, and some people are going to be like, you should just start with One Piece, which is the worst idea possible. And some people are going to be like, you should watch Evangelion, literally the best anime ever. And let's be real, Evangelion didn't really... I don't think that it aged super well. The story didn't age super well, in my opinion. So I think sometimes people decide I'm going to get into anime and then they might hit some duds on the way there, or they might get overwhelmed, you know? So it's really hard when somebody's like, I'm just now getting into anime. What should I watch? And in my mind, I'm like, if something looks cool, I would say aim for things that are 12 to 13 episodes. Those are the like single season shows. Those are way more manageable to get into. And if something looks cool, then go for it, right? But everybody's going to be into different stuff. Somebody is going to be like, you should watch Death Note, literally going to blow your mind, and maybe they'll hate it. You know, like, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, what sort of things do you treat it like any other form of TV media, right? Do you like mysteries? Do you like drama? Do you like comedy? Do you like action? You know, anime's got all of that. It's just anime. So if you like action, sure, there's like incredible action anime that you can watch that's still short. My favorite anime, and I'm not saying it's the best anime, but my favorite anime is Samurai Champloo. It's got awesome fighting in it. It's super compact. It's really short. And I think that like that one and Cowboy Bebop are really good, you know, like kind of grounded action short anime to watch. But that's not going to sound good to everybody, right? So I'm not about to be like, everybody should watch Samurai Champloo. Maybe that doesn't sound good to you. Everyone should just watch Ranma. Speaking of anime that doesn't age well.
You made me get Tormentum Dark Sorrow because you talked about it at some point during the podcast. Oh, that's awesome. Tormentum 2 is coming out soon, dude. So if you just played Tormentum, you're about to be satiated with Tormentum 2 pretty soon here. Thank you so much for the follow. I know we've got like a long follow. We have a problem with bots. So the amount of time that we make people follow before they can chat in here is like 10 minutes or something. So I'm sorry about that. Any of you who are like, I just want to say this one thing about Samurai Champloo. It's because we kept having a problem where bots would follow and then just spam stuff. So we have like a decent wait time because a lot of times the bots won't bother. Like they'll hit follow and then try to spam it, and then just leave. So is Manga Pod coming back? Yeah, we've been doing Manga Pod. I mean, we've had like periods off and on. Erin had her baby and was working on a rewrite of her novel, so we took some time off, but it's back, yeah. Thank you, Thorfinn. They're going to come 10 minutes too late to this topic. I know. I always feel bad. There have 100% been people that have shown up to the stream before and hit the follow and then been like, okay, I needed to say this. I know that we've moved on, but on the topic of this thing from 15 minutes ago, these are my thoughts. I can't remember what my first anime was. Mine was Sailor Moon. The only anime that were available when I was a kid were Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball. So I watched Sailor Moon, and then Dragon Ball came on after Sailor Moon, so I started watching Dragon Ball. And yeah, and then a few years later... Yeah, it was years. A few years later, Toonami started, and I was like, oh my God, more anime? Because up till that point, I had been like bootlegging stuff because it was the only way to watch anything. I was doing like fan subs and things like that. But yeah, my first ones were Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball. Toonami did us a service. They really did. You know, they really did. Oh, it's hard to get it. People don't think to go to Twitch to hear about anime and manga, I think is the problem. Because we don't typically break like 100 or 200 people for Manga Pod. And like that's pretty for my channel, that's on the lower end for sure. And we've talked before, like, how do we get more people to watch Manga Pod? But I just don't think that it's the sort of thing that people would think to come and watch, or it's not really like what they're looking for. I don't think I know of any anime podcasts on Twitch that typically do super well, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do them, right? MangaPod is underrated. Thank you. Anime discussions sometimes scare me when people are super passionate about it. I think the problem with MangaPod is that we have like the beginning of the podcast is non-spoiler, but then the rest of it is spoiler, right? Because it's a book club, so we talk about it in depth. The beginning part, we're like, okay, did we like it or not? Do we recommend people go read it or not? Cool. right? So we try to design it where if somebody showed up right at the beginning, they wouldn't get spoiled on anything. They'd hear a summary and they'd hear whether or not we thought it was good, and that's it. But then the rest of it is like, now let's get into the shit, right? Like let's really talk about it. So I think for a lot of people, even if they're interested in it, there's this feeling of, but what if I show up right when they're spoiling something? So it's not super live audience friendly, I don't think. We used to upload MangaPod to a podcasting thing. I wonder if Erin still does that. Probably not, but I haven't really asked her. For a while there we were. I don't put up the VODs of MangaPod. They go on Erin's channel. So you would have to check Erin's channel, I think. I only like MangaPod if I've read the manga. Yeah, I think that's totally fair, too. She hasn't uploaded a VOD in a long time. Oh, shoot. Really? Okay, that's good to know. Is Sam okay in there? Yeah, he's just being Sam. He's just doing lots of screams. That's okay. I used to be into manga, but the fan service in some of the series I read was too much for me. Oh, absolutely. I have like not like a 3-strike rule, but like I have a threshold for sure of this is really pointless, stupid fan service where I just stop watching a show or stop reading it. Yeah. Do you think you'll try Code Vein? Probably not. I've watched Sam play a lot of it. It's not that it doesn't look fun. I'm just like, I don't know. Thank you, Phoenix. I don't feel very professional most of the time, so I appreciate that. How's he doing? Smam? He's doing good. He's feeling a lot better. Thank goodness. My husband got a cold. They gave him ear infections. The ear infections traveled into his sinuses and gave him a heinous sinus headache. He found that if he was just sitting in the same spot watching a screen, he was okay. So he was still able to stream, but the second that like the stream was done and he needed to stand up, it was like bad, right? So he was still able to stream and work and all of that. But if he needed to do stuff like watch the baby, it was really, really difficult and he couldn't sleep very well. And then I left for TwitchCon and I felt really, really bad leaving him. But I had done pretty much everything that I could think of. We like got him a second round of antibiotics. They gave him nose spray. I like meal prepped for him. So it's not that he wasn't eating. He had food around and he did eat it. It just wasn't like enough meal prep to be every meal of the day, you know. I did everything I could think of to make his life easier. And he did all right. And he said that it was fine. He just felt like shit, which is fair. So yeah, he's feeling a lot better. Thank goodness. He's sleeping a lot better. Showers really help. When you have like sinus stuff, just like standing in the shower for a while makes you feel a million times better. So, he's been trying to take like really long showers and stuff to just be like, I have to go to the DMV tomorrow and register a motorcycle in my name. Yo, that's awesome though. I would love to drive motorcycles, but I've been on this is going to make me sound so silly. I've been on a Vespa before and I was like, woo. And that was the day I realized maybe I'm not cut out for motorcycles.
The whole time it's just, I have pretty good balance too. But for some reason, I was so freaked out about falling over. So I guess I'll never drive a motorcycle. But I like riding on them. I like being the second person on a motorcycle. Unless once you take the class, you learn quick, I guess. If you didn't ride bicycles for a long time, you will probably have a difficult time on a motorcycle. I did ride bikes. I'm fine on a bike. But the second there's a motor involved, it freaks me out. I know, I saw the picture of Jericho's face. I felt so bad for him. Oh my goodness. I also would never drive a motorcycle in Los Angeles. So in California, there is a law that motorcyclists can go between cars because we have such a bad problem with traffic, right? So when I moved to California, I was constantly freaked out by motorcyclists just zooming between me and whoever was next to me. I've gotten very used to it now, but I don't know why anybody, aside from saying, well, I'll get places faster, I don't know why anybody would drive a motorcycle in Los Angeles. They get hit all the time. All the time. Because they're wiggling through cars. You can't see them. You just hope that you be able to hear them. You know? It's so scary. No, no, no. My motorcycle wouldn't fit. He's a thick boy. Well, I'm glad that you echo my thoughts on it as someone who has been in it. Brazil is like that with motorcycles everywhere, but there's no law. I felt that way when we were in Italy. Was it in Rome? Was it in Rome that there were just like... I'm trying to remember where we were driving in Europe where there were lines on the road, but nobody really cared that they existed. Nobody cared that there were lines. It was just wherever a car will fit. That's where the car's going. I want to say it was Rome, but maybe not. All I know is it was terrifying. I was very glad that I wasn't the person driving. That sounds like Rome. Okay, great. That sounds like Italians and Italian. Wonderful. Thank you for the follow-up. Woof. There have been reports on lane splitting, and it's actually safe. I'm glad that that's the case. Really, more than anything, I just don't understand how when you're in between lanes on a motorcycle, you don't hit everybody's mirrors. I know that's a silly thing to think, but every time I'm like, how do you go at any speed at all and not hit the mirrors? Sam wants us to take the L, and I refuse. It's an art? I guess so. I don't understand how you get the confidence. I don't even want to be next to trucks on the highway. I know. Yeah. Anyway. I'm not cut out for motorcycles was the point.
Welcome, you
Oddly enough, this
fine,
conversation is making me really want to go snowboarding.
Burrito babe.
I haven't gone snowboarding since I had Clark. I don't know why I whispered her name. And I was like, bitch. I haven't gone snowboarding since I had Clark.
It's unrelated and random. I thought of it because someone was mentioning watching those videos of a GoPro on a motorcycle. And it reminded me of when we went snowboarding with Gassy Mexican and he was wearing a GoPro while he was snowboarding. And it made me go, man, bitch, I want to go snowboarding. It's been a long time. It's almost the season. It's true. Nearly. It's nearly here. That's same with me in skiing. I've never been skiing. I've only ever been snowboarding. And part of me really wonders what skiing is like, but I'm not that great of a snowboard. I don't fall very often when I snowboard, but I can't do anything other than just like, right? Like, I can't do anything cooler than not falling. So part of me is like, do I really want to try skiing when I've been snowboarding a decent number of times and I'm still, a baby on it. So the streams of all y'all on vacation were legit. Thank you. Everybody was making fun of me. They were like, fucking Dodger. He's got a vlog while we're all trying to hang out and go snowboarding. It's like, yes, I am. I am. I loved that vlog. Thank you. Those trips were fun. Yeah, we did that trip with a bunch of other streamers. And then literally like a couple of months later, I think, we went back to Colorado to go snowboarding again with a totally different group of friends that are not streamers. And I don't think I've been since then. My cousin was going to move there to Colorado. To Breckenridge? Is that where we were? Is that a place in Colorado? To Colorado, yeah. Oh, I loved Vlogmas. It made the holiday way more cheerful. Yeah, I definitely want to do Vlogmas again this year. Last year was kind of a shit show because I was trying really hard to do things that weren't just like, here's my day vlogs, because I knew that it would just turn into, look at my baby, and I really didn't want to do that. And I don't know how to avoid that this year either, but everybody always really enjoys Vlogmas, so. But the eyebrow video is my magnum opus. I agree. I did a video, for anybody who doesn't know this, I did a video where I tried to give myself really intense eyebrow, like the thick block eyebrows that all the makeup gurus do. I tried really hard, guys. And in the end, I just looked like, what's his name? I looked like Legolas's dad, basically. Thranduil, yes. Because my hair was already blonde at that time. It was like newly blonde. And I gave myself like these thick eyebrows. And then I had my hair down. And I was like, I look like I'm ready to get up in a poor dwarf's face and tell him to get out of my house. I do love Lee Pace, though. But that's not bad. It's true. Look, if I thought that I could pull off Lee Pace energy, I probably would have leaned really hard into that look, but
you're gonna say Bert from Sesame Street. Also that. Pushing Daisies was ended way too soon. Pushing Daisies is beautiful, and it was ripped from our sad little fingers. I still wish they got David Tennant for that role. I can't imagine anybody but Lee Pace. Lee Pace has such like a weird elegance to him. Like everything that he does feels so specific. David Tennant feels manic, right? David Tennant has like a crackling energy to him when he does stuff, but Lee Pace like is very specific with his movements in every role. I feel like David Tennant as Thranduil would have, in my mind, feels odd. How's my night going? It's going great. We've had a bunch of new people come in and out. It's been great. We talked a little bit about TwitchCon. It's hitting 11 p.m. for me, and I'm still like pretty tired, so I might actually wrap up pretty soon here. But yeah, I was going to play Later Alligator, and it turns out that Steam is taking a shit. So we just chitty-chatted all night instead, which has also been fun. So thanks for chitty-chatting with me, everybody. I appreciate it. Lee is a goddamn high elf. He is. Very comfy, relaxing stream. I'm glad. I'm glad that that's how you feel. Just play it later. I will. Just play it later, forehead. I'm gonna. Look, once Steam tells me, oh, just kidding, you weren't trying to make a purchase, feel free to buy the game you want, that'll be great. Where did you buy your hoodie? 2 TwitchCons ago at TwitchCon. Yeah, I guess people were saying that Steam was having a bunch of problems earlier. And then what happened was when I was in pre-show, sorry, I don't know why I'm messing with that. When I was in pre-show, I went to buy Later Alligator, and it was like, you can't buy this because you're already in the middle of a purchase. I was like, I'm not though. But I'm not though. And I went to look at stuff about how to fix that. And it said, oh, just go into your recent orders and any pending orders will show up there and you can cancel them. But there's no pending order. It claims that I have a pending order, but it doesn't actually exist. So that's what Steam's doing. What was the big seller for you this year at TwitchCon? Big seller. Like in our store, definitely the Necromancer stuff. Everybody wanted the Necromancer pins, the shirts. Like it was awesome. Everybody, we had people who had no idea who we were coming by and being like, I saw somebody in that Necromancer shirt and I need it, which was great. So we sold all of them. We sold all of the pins. We sold all of the shirts. It was awesome. What sold the worst? We brought the cat fight shirts that were part of the series with the I'm Illiterate shirt. So we had 3 shirts. We had I Hunger, I'm Illiterate, and Cat Fight. And they were 3 like baseball ringer tees. And I love the Cat Fight shirt. And so when we were talking about a couple of shirts to bring the last of our stock, because we had the Necromancer shirt, just regular Cat Gang shirts, and then the Just Cattin' shirt. So 2 brand new shirts, and then the regular Cat Gang. We were like, oh, we should bring a couple of things that
we only have a little bit of stock left in and just try to sell it off. So we chose to bring Dog Gang, which sold out very quickly. We chose to bring Dog Gang and Cat Fight, both of which we didn't really have like that much left of. And in the end, we still had like, keep in mind everything else nearly sold out. Just Catten, we had one shirt left. And Cat Fight, we had, I think, 7 or 8 shirts left. And everything else was sold out. So it was like, okay, I really like the Cat Fight shirt, but people didn't really like it that much, I guess, because nobody really wanted to buy it. So I haven't played Untitled Goose Game, but everybody says it's amazing. So I want to, for sure. Yep. Yeah, Necromancer and Just Catten will be put up on the store either tomorrow or the next day is the plan. So they're both long sleeved. So they both have like designs on the sleeves. So they're a little more expensive because of like the extra fabric and the extra ink. But yeah. Yeah, long sleeve shirts. Hilariously, 2 friends came by and were like, oh, I really like that shirt. Oh, but it's long sleeved. I hate long sleeve shirts. I was like, oh, I've never heard somebody say that they hate long sleeve shirts before, but now I've had 2 friends say that to my face. So there you go. It makes sense in California. Well, one of them lives in Canada, and his name is Adam Coble. And he hates long sleeve shirts. So now you all know. His kryptonite. We finished the main story of Control. We haven't done all of the side quests. I did a few of them as like my last stream before I left for TwitchCon. But there's a bunch of stuff that I haven't done in that game. I don't know if I'll stream it again, but I really, really enjoyed it. I thought that was a very good game. I would off stream, I can see myself playing it and trying to do more of the side quest stuff. So I'm from Oregon. Moving down here has melted me. I did really bad with the weather here for the first, I want to say 2 years that I lived here. And then I got really used to it. And now when I go to Oregon, I'm like, it's cold. Does anybody have a blankie? That's me. That's me every time I go home. It's a little chilly in the house. Don't you think? Oh, thank you, Omzi. I appreciate it. And thank you for the resub. Have you watched Jesse do the ashtray maze? No. I've been told that I should go back and do it. Speaking of Adam Coble, he was like, hey, you played Control. What did you think of the ashtray maze? And I'm going to try to talk about this in a non-spoilery way. There's a part of the game called the ashtray maze. And he was like, hey, what did you think of the ashtray maze? And I explained to him that I wasn't able to experience it the same way that everybody else did, right? But I know that everybody says it's really, really cool. And Adam was like, I fucking hated it. And now I feel like I have to do it. I have to go back and do it properly. Because everybody keeps being like, it's so good. And now I've finally had someone go, it was the worst part of the game. It was awful. And I'm like, I gotta play it so I know whose side I'm on. I love Adam. He's so honest. He is. He's very honest. This is coming from a man that hates long sleeves. You right. You right. Can't trust him. No, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about the ashtray maze because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so. Ern is new here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody who's new. Everybody who's here for the first time. How's it going? I'm about to wrap up, I think. I'm flagging. I'm starting to feel drained. But tomorrow, I guess we're not doing a co-optional podcast. So streams tomorrow will start around 3:30 or maybe 3 o'clock. I might start a little early. Start around 3 o'clock or 3:30 Pacific time. And we'll do some raiding in Final Fantasy XIV. So if that sounds like fun to any of you, or if you're one of those people that's like, oh man, that game always sounds so cool. We're just doing the raids. So like, well, I guess they are kind of spoilery. I was going to say, we're just doing the raids. It's not the main story, but the raids, this raid is like directly connected with the main story kind of. So it might be kind of a spoiler. When does the co-optional with JP go up? No idea. That's not my department. I show up and I make goofs, and then that's the end of what I do for co-optional. No manga pod also? No, we're doing manga pod, aren't we? I don't think that was canceled. Oh my god, are we not doing manga pod? Do I only have Super Cousin time tomorrow? Maybe if we don't have Manga Pod, I'll probably stream tomorrow night. So we'll probably do Final Fantasy XIV. I'll take a break at 6 to like put Clark to bed and stuff. And then I'll probably come back in the evening and play something else. Is there no manga boobs? Maybe not. I totally forgot. Are you raiding with someone? I am, with my cousin Terry. Am I meant to understand these words you speak? I don't know, maybe not. The short term, the shortened version of what I'm trying to say is tomorrow I'll be playing an MMO called Final Fantasy XIV with my cousin. And other than that, I'm not sure what else is going on. If you want to tune into a normal stream at this time, I'll probably be doing one tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, we'll start up again with our normal schedule, which will be a Wednesday morning stream and a Wednesday evening stream. So, yeah. Please go to bed. I'm going to, Amma. Goodness gracious, this disrespect. I'm going to go to bed, but really what I'm so mad. Why can't I get through this? I've tried to make this goof 4 fucking times. I'm just going to push through. I'm going to go to bed, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to dip into my freezer. I'm going to grab one of those frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm going to make a bowl of top ramen, fill it with honey. I'm going to dip the entire thing into the honey top ramen, and then I'm going to crush up a bunch of Doritos. And I'm going to cover the whole thing with Dorito dust, and then I'm going to fry it. So long to make that joke that now half of the fucking people that are here missed what I'm even referencing. Oh. But yeah, it's going to be delicious. You should all try it. It's revolutionary.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to read off the event list, and then I'm going to check you over to somebody else. Possibly my husbando, if he's going to be going for a while longer. I'm going to just let the list populate, though, so that we can see what all is going on. But thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, I'm sorry that I make really dumb jokes and I'm probably confusing half of the time, but I'm delighted that you popped in just to see what's going on here and what we're all about. We've got a really, really lovely community here. It's super chill. Everybody's very nice. So if you're looking for a place to just hang out and lurk or chat or whatever you feel like, we would love to have you come back. I tend to play a lot of like roguelite games, and I was going to say Megalovania games. A lot of roguelite games, a lot of Metroidvania games. Those tend to be my faves. And then just like fun point and clicks. So that's typically what I like to spend my time playing gaming wise. So if that sounds up your alley, please come back. We'd love to have you. And Minesweeper. I'm the #1 Minesweeper streamer on this platform. Thank you very much. I'll take my my award that I'm sure somebody is making for me right now. Asteroid, thank you so much for the 13 months. Gerber Baby for the 41. Bloodfire for the 41 as well. Literature Geek for the 14. Captain Cryptid for the 7. Cactus Cat for the 30. Kuru Snippy, thank you for the 29. I hope you're doing well. I'm busy with second year of university. I miss the cat gang a lot. Aw, Kuru. I don't know if you're still here, but I hope that you're having fun in university. Switzerland's Otters, thank you for the 32. Witch Tea for the 20. Potato, thank you for the 30. My first stream that I'm watching in my new house. Oh, congratulations, Potato. Weirdo, thank you so much for the 59. Glork TV for the 51. Corgster for the 9. Happy Twitch, baby. Nab That Cat and Run for the 14. Too Much Coffee Painting for the 9. Happy Twitch, baby, to you as well. Sarathi, thank you for the 10. Ampsand for the 55. Exo Scout for the 56. Purple Loser, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. I hope you have a fun time with us. J Money, thank you for the 14. Magic in the Dark for the 22. King of Sloth for the 25. Rare Winden for the 11. Love the speech you gave at TwitchCon. Oh, thank you. And this ridiculous Suck Harder story. Yeah. We covered a lot of weird topics tonight. Nopey, just Nopey, thank you for the 14. Michael Doering, thank you for the 2. Metal Falcon for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much for all of the support. Pop-Tart Depression, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Avi, thank you for the 49. Takarix for the 2 years. Happy anniversary. Mute for the 65. Real Al Gamer for the 30. Tofu Melody, thank you for the 18. Baker Base for the 17. Nexus for the 44. Miss Michelle Jean, thank you so much for the biddies. It was so nice to meet you. Uthalin, thank you for the 21. Canned Beanies for the 10. Nictorhorse, thank you for the 38. I know that you already left, but you're great. The Real Beery, thank you so much for the 40. Zakulkil, thank you for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Days and Days for the 15. Admiral Asimov for the 7. Vagrant Thought for the 27. Miss the Freak, thank you so much for the biddies. Random Lights, thank you for the 44. Zero Dark Blaze for the 4 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Sunset Dementia for the 33. Wizard Styles for the 32. Villas Farthuk for the 7. Stoltheim Reinbach for the 27. Jerfy Jerf for the 54. It's me, Puny. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Dapper Badger, thank you for the 6. Jasumasu, thank you very much for subscribing. Grandma Flinchy, thank you for subscribing as well. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you, guys. Isaac, thank you for the 2. The Watcher for the 57. Mr. Fribbles for the 30. Clash for the 18. Joy Was Taken for the 17. Relief for the 42. Catsy for the 21. Colas, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Midwinter Lily for the 14. Unholy Cheetos for subscribing as well. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you, guys. Brain of Brian for the 11. Frankie Wujek for the 44. Niproxic for the 15. Elidus for the 16. Juff for the 26. Conorm, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Eternally Alice for the 13. DS Fan for the 57. Helps with Division, thank you very much for subscribing. Okay, Rigmarole, thank you so much for the biddies. All Perspicacity for the 28. Inspire Love for the biddies as well. Psycho Wolf Girl for the 38. Dorian Kahan for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you so, so much. Mercook, thank you for the 23. JKS for the 2. Goddammit Y for the 19. Venus Fly Love for the 3. To the Scott for the 7. R. Johnson for the 2. Lacking Skills, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang.
Claire McG, thank you for the 19. Omzi for the 14. Massamune, thank you for the 30. Venna for the 20. Male Malay for the 22. Mighty Deacon for the 21. Basic Drew for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. And Avi just gifted a ton of subs. Avi gifted 20 subs. Thank you so much, dude. Avi gifted subs to Sam Koss, Leland Grant, Zaniel-kun, Dead Pulley, Gamer Girl, Swadian, Zach Tank, Smoothie Squiddo, Tequila Guy, Rat Racer, Rival Encounter, Anguyen 92AB, Martin V, Mortharis, Pants Jr., Senrito Dragon, The Real Torgus, Addictive Gamer, Exarch Paul, and Storscarve. All of you, welcome and welcome back to the Cat Gang. If you were gifted a sub by Avi, be sure to say thank you. Avi, thank you so much. Medic, thank you for the 8. Onocat, thank you for gifting a sub to Jelthor. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you, Onocat, for that. And Samurai King, thank you very much for subscribing just now. Sorry, I kept playing with my wallet. I don't know why. It's just really fun. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all of the love. I hope that you have a great night. Sonic Advance, thank you for the 37 just now.
Welcome.
I think that's it.
I'm going to send you over to Sam. He's my sweet love. He was watching the baby and streaming and doing the whole 9 yards all by himself for the last 4 days. Send him some love. And that's it, I think. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.